welcome to my channel. Today I thought I would do a little chit chat of my experience with a midwife. So to start off with, when I found out I was pregnant, I went in with the idea that I had to have a doctor. And so when I went to make my appointment, they gave me a midwife, and I was very upset. I told them I didn't want a midwife, I wanted a doctor. And so I was mad about it, but then at the same time I didn't know why I was mad, because I didn't know much about a midwife. So the lady at the front was very nice, and she told me, I'll switch you to a doctor if you give it a shot. Give it a fair shot. Go to your first appointment with the midwife, get to know her, get to know how the program works, and if you still don't like it, then I'll switch you to a doctor. So then I went to my first appointment and I fell in love with it. So I went in, and right off the bat, my midwife was like, so do you know anything about midwifery or how it works? And I was like, no, I don't know much, right? I just know the basics. And so then she started telling me how they support whatever the mother wants the wishes to be. They'll try their best to fulfill them. They support natural birth. They just try to make the experience as positive as possible. So I loved the fact that she said, we're gonna try to make this experience the best experience of your life. And as soon as she said that, I was like, I'm game, I'm staying with you. I was like, all right, I'll give this a shot. She told me that in the hospital they have a group of, I believe it was 7 or 8 midwives who work together. So throughout my whole entire pregnancy, I was gonna see, I could either make my appointment with the same midwife, or I can make it with different midwives so I get to know them. So that way for when I go to labor, whichever it is that is on call, can, you know, I've already met them. So I love that. I made connection with each one. I got to know them. And then what I also loved about it was that Providence has a group of doulas who work with the midwives. So if you don't know what a doula is, they pretty much just help you through the process of labor. So they help you if you don't know how to breathe, the breathing techniques. They'll help you through those breathing techniques. If you need a massage, they're there to give you a massage. If your partner is freaking out and, you know, he is hyperventilating or he needs water, they'll go and get you water. They're there to support you, your partner, or whoever your support system is. That's what they're there for. They're there to be an extra support system on top of the support system that you take with you. What I was amazed by was the fact that there's so many different ways to have a baby. Like, it blew my mind, because I went in thinking I'm gonna lay in the bed and I'm either gonna get the epidural and have Amaya, or I'm just gonna, you know, bust through it and have Amaya laying down on the bed. I'm gonna be there since they check me in till I leave. And to my surprise, that wasn't it. You can bounce on the exercise ball that they have there. You can go into the hot tub, into the little pool that they have. They have like fake candles, so they light it up. You can take music with you. The doulas give you massages, like I said. They have you walk around. They have you lay in different positions. You can actually have your baby squatting. You can have your baby standing up. You can have your baby on your floor, so on the floor with your hands and then your knees. you can have your baby literally in any way possible. Like, I was so mind blown by that. And I thought that was so awesome. Like, you know, just like parenting is different for different children, I think, you know, how your baby comes to this world can be different too. You don't have to just stay in your bed. What I also saw that it was cool was that if you do get a epidural, you don't have to just be in your bed laying down. They have those cool beds where it literally like shapes you, so you can sit down at a 90-degree angle and the bed will move at a 90-degree angle. So it's super cool. But yeah, so I went to a couple classes, like mom classes. I believe it was once a month or once every 2 months or so. And it was just a bunch of moms who were due around the same time. So I really like that because, you know, you can relate with other moms who are going through the same things you're going through. So, you know, there was times where I felt like I was going crazy, or my mood swings were just all over the place, and I was a hot mess. And it was nice to know that, you know, other moms were going through that too, and, you know, they helped you, encouraged you to be at a better state. I also love the fact that, you know, while I was pregnant, I heard so many negative things. So when I went to the mom's class, you know, those moms who go there were so motivated to have their children in such a positive way. They were there to tell you, you know, positive things and to encourage you. And I love that. The midwife who would lead the class was so nice and so real. I love that she didn't sugarcoat anything, but she made us feel comfortable. And, you know, there was moments where I would be worried because, you know, my stomach wasn't growing, and I would go into the classes and all these moms, like, their stomachs started growing, and mine was just like this tiny little bump. Like, you couldn't really tell I was pregnant. So when they do the one-on-one you know, talk, and you hear the baby's heartbeat, and they do the measurements, and she would tell me, no, you're perfectly fine. Like, just some moms show, some moms don't. Like, that's normal. So I really like that. It helped, you know, reassure that everything was fine. She gave me great advice on, you know, some supplements to take while I was pregnant, since I was working out. She would tell me, you know, what was okay, what wasn't. She would give me advice on vaccines when I had questions. She didn't judge like some doctors tend to do. She was totally open, and I loved it. I had a great experience. Like, I have nothing negative to say. I literally loved every second of it. And I think what I loved most about it, like I mentioned earlier, is the fact that they were so positive and so like, I don't even know how to say this. It just like inspired you to love your body, and, you know, it gave a new light to a woman's body, and how you know, we were growing a human inside of us. And so they empowered us to, you know, go through labor in a positive way. And I love the fact that they really encouraged natural birth. They actually said, come up with a word with you and your partner that's going to be the cue. Like, I can't take this pain no more. And something she said was, when you're going through the pain, you're going to say, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. Because it's so simple to say, I can't do this, right? But your body actually can handle so much more. And that's something that I've actually heard of multiple times in the fitness industry. They tell you your body is capable of so much more. You know, it's your mind that you have to, you know, convince that you're able to do it. You can easily say, no, I can't do this, I can't do this. But if you put your mind to it and you say, I can do this, you're gonna push through it. And so same with childbirth, that, you know, they would tell me, your body's capable of doing this. You just need to, you know, push through it. You need to believe in yourself and believe in the beautiful strength that a woman's body has. And so they also, you know, 100% supported you in the, you know, decision that you would make if you did get an epidural. They had nothing against it. They were there to support you. If you wanted an epidural from the get-go, they'll cater to that. And so Douglas and I came up with a word, and I told him, if I say this, that really means I just can't anymore. Like, I've given it my all. And so when I was going through labor, he knew that there was a specific word that I would say, and that meant I just couldn't anymore. And so in my birth plan, when I gave my midwives my birth plan, I mentioned the word. And so they knew that if I said that word, it meant, you know, give me the epidural. But I also told them I want to do this as natural as possible. So they supported that idea. And they helped me prepare to get there. So from the get-go, I told them I want to go natural. I want to have Amaya, you know, with no medication. And they helped me get to that. They would give me breathing exercises. They would give me other ideas of how to cope with the pain, which I appreciated. And they helped relax me as much as possible. I honestly am so thankful for my midwives and my doulas and Providence, for just being that support system, and, you know, for empowering all these women who, you know, are giving birth, because going into labor is tough, and no one's gonna say, oh, it's such a breeze. Like, no, you are gonna go through pain, but they empower you to look at that pain and see it with a different light. See it as such strength and such gift that, you know, us women have. Because in all reality, it's a blessing to be able to bring a life into this world. Labor is just, you know, tough. I mean, it's dangerous, it's scary, it can be a long process, it's painful, but it's honestly such a gift. It's such a blessing to be able to go through that, because so many women who would love to go through that aren't able to yet. You know, for a woman to be able to go through that pain and see it negatively, I think it's such a disrespect to God who's giving us that gift. So just, I don't know, just giving life in general is such a blessing. And so when I was going through that pain, obviously you don't think, oh, you know, this is such a blessing, this pain is so beautiful because it's, you know, reminding me that I'm having a child. No, you're not going to go through, you're not going to think of that. So something that I saw that is really cool is this girl made note cards with prayers on it, and she also included like Bible verses. She included her thoughts that she had in the toughest moments where she was trying to have a baby and she just couldn't. She would just write her thoughts, so she would put in a note card, and her husband was reading those to her when she was just in so much pain, and it put her at ease. You know, I ended up giving birth with no epidural. So I did it naturally, and I didn't get, I think I only got like 2 or 3 stitches, I don't remember. And it was the most beautiful experience I've ever had. It was the most painful experience, but I'm here to tell you, you know, if you're a mom-to-be who's so scared of labor because of all the horrible stories you've been told, let me just tell you that your body was built by the King of Kings, the person who is almighty. And if you just hold on to his hand and just pray, he's gonna give you the strength you otherwise wouldn't have had. He's gonna give you the strength that you would never imagine. I remember when I was pushing, I was just praying, and I would, you know, cry out to God. And I remember looking at some of the nurses, and they would just look at me like they've never heard anybody scream out, "God, I need your strength," because that's literally what I would scream. I would say, "God, give me more strength." And I was literally having this conversation with God, and I would look, and you know, Douglas was so excited, and he was so nervous, and he was ready to pray for our baby, and you know, my mom was like freaking out, and my in-law was, you know, excited, nervous, and I was just looking at everything slow motion. I was screaming. I was like having this connection with God, and I see the nurses like against the wall, freaked out. Like in one of the videos that my in-law took when they put Amaya on my chest, you could see one of the ladies like, what? Like, what's going on? So it was a scene for sure. And then when I was pushing, I just screamed with everything I had inside of me. It had to be one of the most beautiful moments that I felt, because for those of you guys who are strong in faith and who believe in breaking chains, you guys are gonna relate to what I'm about to tell you. I don't come from a Christian family. I became Christian when I met my husband, who wasn't my husband yet. And I started getting, you know, into the Word of God more and more. Crazy experiences happened in my life. And when I screamed when my baby was born, I felt like I was breaking all types of chains. Ancestral chains, chains that I didn't know I had. It was like all the bad was just clearing up for this beautiful baby to be born in such peaceful and clean, fresh start. And I screamed with all I had, and then I see this little tiny little thing, and they place her on my chest, and I look down at her, and she's just looking at me with such big eyes, and I'm speechless. It's literally the most beautiful moment I've ever encountered, and I thank God for that. And if you're someone, like I said, who's afraid of labor, let me just tell you, don't be. You need to look at labor as such a beautiful part of being a woman. You have that gift of creating life, and you have that gift of, you know, bringing life into this world. You need to see it in a positive light. And yes, it's gonna hurt, but you're capable of bringing life into this world. You're capable of going through that pain, and let me tell you, it's so worth it. The second they place your little baby on your chest and your little baby is looking at you in your eyes, there's no better feeling. There's no better feeling in this world than to make that eye contact. So if you want to know more about midwifery, if you want to know more about doulas, if you just want to know what my techniques were, what worked, what didn't work, feel free to message me, to ask me questions, and I'll be, you know, more than willing to answer your questions. So thank you for watching. And again, I you know, just want to encourage you guys to see birth and see labor and see pregnancy in a positive light. And if, you know, you want to have an epidural, go for it. You know, I'm not saying it's nothing bad, but I'm saying give your body a shot. You can do this. God bless. Thank you for watching.